Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist here. You know, our circadian rhythms balance everything. And it's really important to keep our hormones in check and, our immune system working well. And when we get out of balance with our circadian rhythm, it creates havoc in every aspect of our well-being. And our mood goes down, we get sad, we don't feel good, and we end up with disease, and it causes lots of different problems. And there are ways to get around this and create a better life. There's no doubt about that. We tend to sit in fluorescent rooms and offices and even at home with lots of light. And light is great. And sunlight is what we should be exposed to. And that goes in and interacts with our brain and changes the way the pituitary and the pineal gland works, and that kicks up all these different hormones in our body to allow us to have balance in our body. So, we need sunlight, but not artificial light. There's no doubt about that. Even if you take a person and you go down 300 feet into the ground and you have them stay there for days, eventually a person starts getting up with the sun and going to bed when the sun goes down. It's pretty amazing that happens, but it's true. And when people nowadays have so much artificial light, they get out of whack. They start getting up later, they start staying up later, and eventually they can reverse their whole way of being. They can be up all night and sleep all day, and that really causes problems. In every organ in our body, we have two little cells that bleep on and off, and they know exactly what time it is. And they count off the seconds, and especially in our heart. And those things regulate our circadian rhythms. And so it's important that we start getting back to our regular routine. You know, in spiritual realms, they talk about the fact that we should get up at 6 and go to bed by 10. They talk about that in Ayurvedic medicine in India a lot. And it's very important that we do this, because we get up with the sun basically and we go to bed with the sun. And our bodies are regulated by the sun. There's no doubt about it. There are certain areas in our brain that are connected to that. And we have people who, are reversing that because of all the artificial light. And because we have so much artificial light, in Belgium they have the brightest spot on the whole globe. If you back off and look at the globe, you'll see it at night. Belgium is the brightest spot. So much artificial light. And in Puerto Rico, I think, is second or third. And we have a lot of light here. Not good. So, we found that they take people and they take them camping, where there's only, the campfire or a flashlight or something like that. People, within a week, start going back to their normal circadian rhythms. And they go back to reset. So, I highly recommend that you get out into nature as much as possible. Go camping. It's really great. Also at night, shut out the lights. And when the sun goes down, use some candles, That's great. That kind of artificial light is great. Use a fireplace. No problem. But incandescent lighting, fluorescent lighting, any other kind of lighting is going to interrupt the circadian rhythms of our brain. So that's one way to do it. And we also have nature deficit disorder. And a lot of people need that reset of nature too in order to set their circadian rhythms back together. So get out in nature, go camping, use very little artificial light if possible. And get outside and garden and be in nature. You can hear the doves in the background here right now. It's important, because our body is regulated by nature. Have a great, great day.